to Perth Watch, your horology channel broadcasting from right here in Perth, Western Australia. Today I have the pleasure to feature the latest piece from a brand that's been around for a little while, actually, 2015 I believe. Revolver, spelled with just the vowels, so in a kind of a palindromic name with the letters being reversible, so it's kind of cool. They've made quite a few watches in their collection. You can check out the website links below, a lot of which, or should I say all of which, are inspired by the six-shooter, the Revolver. And ostensibly it's supposed to be inspired by the engineering, the precision, the simple reliability, as well as a little bit of memento mori, a bit of a reminder that our life is limited. Hence a timepiece reminds us of the ebbing flow of time. They do purport to offer precision, quality, customer service, all the usual things that a lot of brands might say. But I tell you what, they at least have something that they've put their money on, which is the warranty period is 2 years on their pieces. So that is generally double the length of time that many other micro brands offer. So kudos to them for that. Today's piece comes in, I'm not sure whether this is a typical package, but there is a watch roll in this cardboard box. So without further ado, guys, let's flip it around and take a closer look at what's in here. Alright guys, so here we have the watch case on the table. Just a black cardboard outer box. Spinability, pretty darn good. At least 4, if not 4.5 out of 5 actually. Pretty darn good. There is a carry case in here. Manual warranty card, but I'm not going to go into it because this is a prototype and this manual actually doesn't apply to this particular prototype. Actually, this carry case, let's just show it to you guys. So leather, right, with the Revolver logo there. All right, it's not as spinnable because there's a bit of friction. That's probably a 2 out of 5, I reckon. Okay, so nice, pretty practical, and I like that comes with the watch, and hopefully production models will also feature the same thing. So guys, so here is this model. This is the Revolver A9 automatic, right? So this is a prototype. It's going to go into Kickstarter very soon, probably out already by the time I release this video, I think. So the early bird pricing, I've been advised, should be under 300 USD, which I think actually makes it pretty darn compelling. I'm not sure what the MSRP will be, but click on the links down below to the Kickstarter to find out more if you wish. All right, so first up, let's talk about the movement in here. There's no visible windows, so I'm just gonna show you the front of the watch here. The movement is pleasingly a no-date Seiko NH38A. So you've seen this in the channel before. All the stats down the left of screen there. Rated accuracy -20 +40 seconds per day. This one doesn't have an accurate seconds display or a precise seconds display, so I've actually haven't had the chance to run this on the time grapher to tell you how well regulated it is. But every single watch I've gotten with this movement actually runs within the window of rated accuracy, and that's what you can expect. Probably within 0 to +10 seconds per day is typical in terms of what comes out of factory. It does have hacking, it does have manual winding, and in this case no date with open heart complication at the 9 o'clock position, as you can see there. Okay, so enough about the movement. Let's talk about the case now. So this is a large case, don't get me wrong. There is no other way to say this, really. 45mm diameter, black PVD coated 316L steel. It is a 13mm stick, so not super massive, but substantial, right? With a slab side, it's actually a fairly substantially thick watch. The lug width is 22mm, and lug-to-lug distance, I don't have to tell you that because it's a 100% a perfect circle, so it's a 45mm lug-to-lug distance. Well, it's not really lug, is it? It's actually the edge of the case in this diameter is exactly the same because it's a circle. The crown does, of course, add a bit of diameter, in that dimension there. Overall weight on rubber strap, it does come in a steel bracelet as well, the other version with steel case. This one is 131 grams, so despite the fact that it's on rubber strap, it is actually a pretty substantially weighted watch, and that you get a feel about how chunky disc case it, you can guess that it's going to be pretty substantial. Finishing wise, you're getting, so black PVD makes it not so easy to tell, but there's a polish bezel on top, horizontally brushing on the side of the case there, and there's also a polish under bevel, right? The bezel on top is polished, the under bevel is polished, but circular brushing on the case back there with a frosted display window. So it's interesting they've gone for frosting rather than clear display with the Revolver symbol there. That's something different. Not seeing a lot of frosted displays here. I thought you might as well make it solid, but that's what they've gone for. So it's a screw secured case back, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 screws around the periphery there, right? Screw secured, not screw down, but tell you what, it does have a screw down crown. Overall water rating is 100 meter water resistant. Will you take this into a pool? I'm not sure. I have my doubts with that screw secured case back. If it was screw down with a screw down crown, no hesitancy, but this one, I'm not sure whether I will. Maybe just for surface swimming and nothing more than that, I reckon. Okay, so moving on to the dial now. So here is a multi-layered dial. It's matte black in most of the surface at the bottom, but it's got an inset lume ring around the periphery, and hopefully you can appreciate that on some of the, this kind of macro shots that I'm going to share with you guys. It's got a brushed chamber ring, so you get gunmetal evoking the chamber of a revolver around the side there, and an open heart display at the 9 o'clock as I mentioned. The hour hand is partially skeletonized, right? Only the tip of the arrow has a solid lume triangle there. The minute hand is more of a simple quadrilateral, but you can see it moving through behind the rotating perpetual spinning disc that is a seconds hand, and that really is evoking, of course, the Revolver bullet chamber. That's really what that is coming up with a 6-shot or 6 holes for a 6-shot revolver. It's got a great lume signature, right? The lume signature of the BGW9 blue colored lume is pretty cool, and a lume shot right here, you can see it where the bits light up, where the lume is painted. It kind of looks like something out of Tron, which I think in the dark, I've looked at this, I've showed it to my kids and other people, and it's kind of cool. It's like, wow, that's something different, not something I've seen before. Okay, moving on then. So above that dial, flat sapphire crystal. Not sure if there's any anti-reflective coating. I suspect there is, looking at how this watch performs, how this dial visibility performs in lighting. I suspect there is some AR coating. The strap here is a bright red, right? This is FKM rubber, right? There's a bit of texture or kind of a step there, right? Fairly simple otherwise, right? Quick release spring bars, immediately you can see there, and just a black PVD brush finish buckle, right? Nice and simple. And that's the entire description of the watch. So guys, let's put on the wrist for a wrist shot for you guys now. And there we go, the Revolver A9 automatic on my 17 centimeter wrist. No doubt it is a large watch, but because it's a perfect circle with a lug-to-lug of 45 millimeters, same as the diameter, maybe you get away with it, even though it's huge. 13 millimeters is the thickness, right? And that's how the strap looks like. Maybe you still get away with it. I think it's kind of still okay, but of course, it is absolutely a fun casual watch. It's not something you wear with shirt and tie, or at least I wouldn't choose to do that. Okay, so guys, that's the description. What are my thoughts about this? Look, I think overall, it's going to be one of those love or hate pieces. You're gonna either love this or you're gonna look at it and go, that's absolutely not for me. I suspect for most people that they wouldn't necessarily plunge out for this model, maybe one of the other models. It's one of those things, and for the people who follow the brand, they're gonna absolutely love this. The overall package, I reckon at under 300 USD early bird price, right? Original design, you got that Seiko no date movement, sapphire crystal, black PVD case, which is, pretty cool, pretty chunky, pretty solid. I think at that pricing, it's not bad at all. That's my feeling about something like this, which is original. It's not an homage by any means. I think it's got a cool, modern, maybe even a bit cyberpunky design. and it's definitely got a very cool lume signature. Probably one of the best features about this is the lume signature, in my opinion. What are the weaknesses? Well, I think you can guess it, right? You can already pick it out. It's large. There's no other way about it. Even though the lug-to-lug is also circular, 45mm, it fits on my wrist, but it's large. Limited versatility, therefore, especially with that bright rubber strap there, and ultimately probably limiting the audience for this piece. That's my feeling about it. But look, if you think otherwise, how you feel about this, let me know in the comments below. So guys, that's my thoughts on this piece. Let's flip the camera around now for the wrap up. So there you go guys, my review of the Revolver A9, their latest piece. I think the Kickstarter will likely be already running by the time I'm able to pump this review out. So check it out for further details if you wish. Guys, as always, keen to hear your thoughts on the brand as well as this particular piece, which I think has quite a few points of interest. But as I mentioned, not really for everybody. I'm certain that there will be a bit of a niche audience that would gravitate towards a piece like this one. Guys, if you enjoy my videos, do consider subscribing. New content every week, always aiming to be objective and unbiased about all things horology. Thank you again for sticking with me, and as always, I'll catch you guys again next time.